Alright, hi guys. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. So, yesterday I finally met another therapist, a different one, and she is, it's the kind of therapy that you get desensitized, so you actually, it's like shadow work. So basically what I took from her, I want to share with you guys because there's scientific proof behind the pendulum she showed me. There's scientific proof behind the Ouija. So it still includes all of our five senses, just like I've been always telling everybody, that spirit needs all of us to maneuver and to bring about those messages that we want from the board. And so either pendulum, Ouija, it all, I take it and apply it to all, because we're still using the pendulum. So what she taught me, so she brought out her pendulum. She told me first she was not a witch, which I loved. I thought that was great. She's a very big fan of Charmed. I love her to death. She's awesome. So she explained a whole bunch of stuff to me about the pendulum and how scientifically it really works. So I'm going to think of what way for this to spin, and then when it stops and it goes a different way, I want you guys to tell me what my thought process was. Where did I stop and what did I make it do? So okay, here's my first thought process. Now I'm going to switch it. Okay, now, thank you. Now you guys have to tell me when I started my thought process, what thought process it was, what way it was going, and then when I stopped the first thought process and started with the second one for it to go in a different direction. So that is our brains communicating with the rest of our body to an extended part of our body. So that would be an extension of us, our will. Basically how she described it. So that really triggered something about Ouija for me. So basically what we're doing when we Ouija is we are actually regressing a lot of stuff. So we are regressing information that has been just, we don't have access to yet, because we are channeling it. We are going through a timeline. We are going back through timelines to contact the said person. So if you are thinking of that person, you literally, your consciousness becomes part of that person, spirit, God, goddess. You literally, by reenacting, like I told you guys to do, and the reenactments, the Ouija reenactments, that right there puts you in that exact mind frame that you want. That is what you want to do. So my biggest advice right now for anybody that is having troubles with getting messages across, a lot of you are getting really good messages. Chris, you emailed me, thank you. Now I know who I'm talking to, and where my stuff is going. So yes, I lost my train of thought. Basically we are, I want you all to really focus on doing the reenactment. Put yourself in that person's shoes, of your ancestor, your God, your goddess, your spirit that you want to talk to, that you want to contact. And that will actually, you're going back through in a timeline, literal timeline. And you are regressing and pulling that information with your five senses into your subconscious mind, and then through your conscious mind, through the board. So that is how the ideomotor effect works, and that's why it's so very important when we do Ouija. We need all of our senses. I know the blindfold crap, you don't have to do that to prove anything to anybody, because it's bullshit. Just trust yourself. You don't have to prove anything to anybody except yourself. So yes, really reenact and get into that role of your grandma, your grandpa, your mom or your dad. Really get into the if you're contacting like Aphrodite, really get into her history, put yourself in the place of Aphrodite and really focus. My neck is killing me. Really focus on what would she be saying? So if you're stuck, ask yourself, what would she be saying right now? What would Aphrodite be trying to tell me? Think first. Spirit speaks first, you speak second. So it was a very cool session. Very, very cool. And she actually explained the different sides of the brain, the cerebral cortex, the pineal gland, and actually how it does open up and we can actually see stuff with it. As we get older, it starts to calcify. So decalcification of the third eye or the pineal gland. L-theanine actually decalcifies that. So does DMT, but I'm not going to tell you guys to go out and do DMT or any other kind of psychotropic drug. But green tea, herbal teas, all that, antioxidants, it does that for your pineal gland, decalcifies it. So that is very important, a very important gland that we need in our Ouija work. So yes, the spirits do need all of us, all of our five senses, to come from a different timeline and to pop in, and so we can regress that little bit of information that they give via the board or whatever means, tarot cards, runes, pendulums. They all work the same. It's the same thought process. So I thought it was pretty cool. It was really cool how she explained it all, and the little model of the brain and her showing me just what parts of the brain are accessed when using a pendulum is incredible. It is seriously incredible. So yeah, little exercises for you guys. Really get into the role. Don't self-doubt yourself. I see that everybody has really, we have overcome a lot of our fears, and that is really good. That is really, really good. Okay, so now, it's normal for you to have those fears again. It's normal. You have to train your brain to get rid of them. So if it comes back, do the same thing. Think of why you have that fear. Does it affect an area of your body? What area of the body? Work on that area with energy work. All you have to do. It's very, very simple. So yes, if those fears do come back, just go back, reevaluate those fears, and then boom, we'll transform them again into something more positive. So so much happened yesterday. It was so crazy. It's so great. So many new ideas. So I'm very, very, I just can't believe there's so much more. There is so much more scientific proof, backing of what mediums do, mediumship, and how it works. And I don't know why everything's flashing on me. Oh, but yes, it is very neat how there is actual proof out there that it does work. So, I did ask her though, I said, what do you think of channeling? And she goes, I do believe that you channel. So that's good. That's a very good thing. So yes, what we are doing is we are accessing, regressing information from possible past presidents, any being, any sentient being, animals. It's insane. It is so cool. So that just kind of reaffirmed and reassured me of my practice. So it just gave me that much more faith in my faith. So it was really seriously amazing, you guys. So if you guys have a pendulum, do it with the board. Take this, go over each letter, ask it to spin one way, like counterclock or clockwise for all your different letters. So if it's easier with this, because we are involuntarily moving this subconsciously. Same thing with the planchette. So literally the spirits need help at times too. So you have got to push it. You do have to push the planchette in order for them to get going. Chris told me he gets, words, yes and no questions answered, which is very good. I'm very impressed. And then sometimes he says he notices that he's got to help the spirits out and kind of get the planchette going. Boom. That's how you do it. So really focus on who you're talking to, who you want to talk to, what you want to get out of your session. And I mean, it's incredible, the science behind all of this. And there is so much scientific evidence with the pendulums, with the board. I am going to ask her about the board and how she thinks about, how our minds and, the ideomotor effect affects our sessions. Because we can actually access higher information. All of it. It's so awesome. It is so awesome just to have that validation, to tell you, yes, you are doing, something right. So yes, if you guys want, here's another, just a little throw-in exercise. If you want, take your pendulum, get your board, make sure, you get your yes and no and maybe no, those set. So like, for me, I would go clockwise for yes, and then for no, evidently wants to swing back and forth, so that's no. Okay, what about maybe? Okay. Up and down that way instead of across. So yeah, go over your board, ask questions from your guides, go over each letter, and see if it starts to spin. Just get your intention. Okay, actually, let me get a board real quick and I'll show you guys. We'll see if this works. So, here's this board. This one is still up for sale. So, this one is still up, the witch board. So, let's see, we would just go over the letters and see what ones you can feel the pull in the chain of the pendulum. So this might be a little easier to help people practice the board better and get better at it, so then you can move on to the planchette. So go over each letter, say it starts to go over the W and it starts to spin. Okay, keep going, and if you can, write it down. So if you're sitting here with your board on your your right hand side, and you can either record yourself, or you can actually just type it out, or you can write it out if you're whatever, Dext, whatever, and just try that and see if that helps any. Go around the board and see what it does. See what kind of messages that you can get with the pendulum and the board. And they do make pendulum boards. So I thought that was really, really cool. Just the science behind the pendulum, and actually having all of our senses, being used to have Ouija work for us. And that's how it all works. Subconscious. Subconsciously we are channeling something from the universe, since the all is mental, the universe is mental. Us thinking that sends that out, and it comes back to us. So like attracts like. That's what that is. It's very simple. Very simple. I did write an article, and I thought it was really cool because what she, I talked to her about this too, how, witches, we are therapists in a way, only we prescribe regimens and spells and instructions and, help for the spiritual aspect, whereas an actual therapist helps with the mundane aspects. So a real therapist can see a witch for spiritual aspects, and then a witch can see, so a therapist, any kind of therapist, for their mundane problems. So it goes just hand in hand. It's so amazing, and I'm seeing the connection. I'm really seeing that connection between a therapist, a witch, a medium, therapist. It's amazing. It is seriously amazing. It's one of those feelings that yes, that's right, I'm doing it right, I'm getting it, I understand it, it's setting in. So, and then you guys, what you guys can do also is write. So creative writing. Put yourself in that person's shoes. Start to write from their perspective. Write a little paragraph about how they would go about doing a recipe for, I don't know, goulash, or any kind of recipe for, you know, anything, literally anything. So put yourself in that situation, and then go ahead and channel and see what you get, because you are channeling. Whatever you write, you are channeling. It's either from spirit, source, it's from the sub-ones, the sub-gods. So we have demigods, whatever you want to call them. Subcategories, lower ones, spirits, angels, demons, which are not bad. Helpers, good, you know, light bringers, good ones. That is what is going to really help. I honestly think that you guys will really excel with this little technique. It's nothing big. Just go back and look at your sessions and look at what we've all done, and then go and then write. So if you want to, Anne Frank, put yourself in her shoes. Think of what she went through, you know, the camp, what she went through, how was she feeling, how would I be feeling, how can I relate to her? Creative write all of that. For me, my grandma, I'm going to actually sit down and I really want to get some recipes from her. There are some recipes that we still don't have from her, like food recipes, so special cookies, and just, you know, the Italian side and all of those good cookies. And so I'm going to try to actually get the recipes from her, but I'm not going to use the board. I'm going to automatic write. So that, I just think this would help all of us so much, and to actually know that there's scientific proof backing us up. Science is actually catching up, which is awesome. I love it. So really, I mean, if you can, start to study a little bit of psychology. It's very easy. It's very easy. So I just think that would be really cool, and I had to share that with you guys. Everybody's doing really amazing in the Ouija boot camp. I really took a step back, and I really looked from when we all first started, and our conversations prior to all of this, and then how much we have actually progressed. And I actually see you guys progressing so much that it is insane. You guys are going to be amazing. So I'm very excited about this. Very excited. Books are going out today. It's early, so I have time to get to the post. So books are going out today. Lou, I don't know what to do about London. I don't want you to have to pay any kind of taxes. It's just ridiculous that it costs. It's cheaper for you to send to me than it is for me to send to you. So to me, to send to anybody, even a very tiny book, I mean, if I sent a penny, I would still have to pay like $30 in American money just to send that one penny to London. So I don't know how this is gonna work. You've learned, I mean, you know, without, you're still getting copies of my books. That I will make sure of. Signed copies, because, yeah, they're retired. Well, just the one is now. I'll be getting my copies of the new version of A Modern Guide to Witchcraft, A Journey Through the Pagan Path. I did spruce it up. They kind of told me, hey, you need to go back and you need to kind of look at what you've written, and you need to kind of, you know, they were very, very great constructive criticisms. So they really helped me, and emails, and just working with CreateSpace, the publishers on there, and working with the other publishers, and really seeing what I need to fix in that book. I'm very glad. I am so glad I changed the book. For some reason, I'm very, very glad. I do like my original. It wasn't, something was missing. So it has everything in this new one that the old one has, only there's just a little bit more added. So this is very cool. I'm very excited about this. So you guys are seriously doing amazing in the Ouija boot camp. I can't believe how good you guys are doing. So yeah, we did have a little mix up there with Stanley and Chris. I was calling, I thought I was talking to you, Chris, but it was Stanley. So sorry about that. So you still got all the stuff that I sent you. So it actually went to the right place. Thank God. Thank God. So I just think it's amazing. It really is amazing. We have like bad storms coming again. So yes, the little, the invocation, the prayer, you guys are sending me those. Lou, I love it. I love it. It is incredible. It really is incredible. Oh God. What is SWAT? We have the SWAT team somewhere here in my area, which is freaky. That's scary. Probably another bomb found. So yeah, I just want you guys to keep going, keep researching, read around, read other people's experiences with the Ouija. Type in Ouija experiences in Google, positive ones. Don't read the negative ones, because those seem to stick in our conscious mind and get embedded into our conscious mind or our subconscious mind easier than the positive. So go ahead and write. You can write daily, nightly. Just put it in the future, put it in present tense. I'm having amazing Ouija sessions. I'm receiving the information that I need. I'm receiving the guidance that I need from insert your deity or spirit, God, goddess, whatever you want to call it. So yes, it's just, yesterday it just opened up a different window for me. A completely different window into the realm of spirituality and therapy. So, that is my goal now. I want to be a therapist. Only I want to be a completely different kind of therapist. I just want to be able to have people come into my office and talk to them. I don't want to be any kind of special therapist, but I would love to incorporate some of my own practices, like healing with Reiki, into that. So that is one of my goals now. I'm not too old to go back to college, but I still have to get through my own issues. So it could be 10 years from now before that happens, but it will happen. I hope. I think it will. So I have my mind dead set on that now. I've always wanted to be. I took psychology courses, college courses in high school. So it's just really amazing. So really study your psychology. Study the psychology. Study the ideomotor effect. Study the brain and understand as much as you can. I don't understand as much as she does about the brain, but she is what she is doing for me is she puts me in trance. REM trance, which is sleep. That's when rapid eye movement. That's when we have our dreams. That's when we can really recall old past memories and confront them. So that's what she is going to be doing with me. She's going to be consciously putting me in trance if I can. So if she's able to get me in trance, so it's really not, it's a branch off of hypnotherapy. I'm not, I can't be hypnotized. I've tried it many times with me and my Ganny. No, it didn't work that well. But we didn't want to quit smoking, so it had a very negative impact on my own dad. He was actually taken back to his old childhood house. He hated it. It was terrible for him, but that shows me that there was a lot of pain in that area. So when we're actually focusing on fears, past fears, present fears, all of our fears, pay attention to your body. So if you're afraid of getting something negative through the board, where in your body do you get that feeling? Where do you get that? The brain associates pain, fears with the body. So there could be something in your body, and then you work on that area of your body. So if you're fearful of getting Zozo, and you get the gut feeling, or it's a heart feeling, your heart races, work on your heart chakra. So if it's your crown chakra, work on that. Do the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, and let that energy, when you bring that source of light, when you bring that light of source through your body, let it heal all the chakras. See it just really, literally, just like blowing the negativity away, or up, away and up, or sending it down to the earth, for the earth to transform it for something better. So, and I do know people that eat negative spirits and fear. So, Wired Ferret, I think she's the one that actually does eat the negative ones. And she ate some negative entity here, negative energy here, and it has been the biggest help. It seriously has been the biggest help. I would have never imagined that people can actually literally take on that energy, eat it, consume it, and transform it into something positive. So Wired Ferret, thank you with all of my heart, because it has helped my family life. And we've talked, so you know. So I just think it's really, really amazing just what I have learned from her in that very brief moment, 45-minute sessions. So what do you guys think? So I've seen everybody's comments, I've seen everybody's progress updates, reports. I'm very amazed. And I think when the course is over, you guys will all get a graduation certificate from Ouija Boot Camp. So I'm taking this very seriously because it's my life's work. So I am taking this very seriously. So you guys will receive a graduation certificate. It could be a statue. It could be a plaque. You just don't know. So I'm going to keep that a secret. I won't be able to for long, but I'm going to for right now. In this video anyway. So I know I can't keep that secret for long. So, but yes, I am so happy with you guys. You guys have made everything so easy. You guys already know all of it. You guys are so good. I love it. So, we have went over our fears. We have really seen the board. We're seeing the board in a better light, a different light. We are now we are actually, doing the automatic writing. Lou, your channeling is amazing. I love your channeling. It is seriously amazing. So, and then we have done a lot. So, Lou sent me in her little essay on her little opening prayer. I loved it. It was perfect. Anything that you guys feel, it's going to be perfect. So do what makes you feel good. Do what makes you feel good. Don't do it because somebody else does it. Do it for you. And that's just how we will get better, and we'll excel, and we'll progress even more with the Ouija. And then we can actually get on to contacting different universes, different beings, ETs, extraterrestrials, which they like to be called star people, animals, all of it. Plants, yes, you can talk to plants through the board. So yes, everything is going to be amazing, I think. What else? What else did I want to share with you guys? Okay, books are going to go out today, definitely. So are we learning more? How far do you think you've progressed? Do you need more? Do you need to pay more attention to one aspect of the board? What do you need? So again, I need to know what you need so I can help you more. So, and then the more I learn about the brain from this newer desensitizer, which is the therapist, I will share with you guys, because it directly coincides with what we're doing right now. So it couldn't have happened at a better time. It really couldn't have. So I'm very excited for it. The only thing that is kind of iffy for me is the seconds when you get put, in the REM trance and you bring up a certain memory, it's not going to affect me right away. It's like it's going to take a day or two. And then she said I could just snap and start just bawling over, nothing. Or, like extreme bouts of sadness over it. But it's a release. So we're releasing I'm releasing, all of my problems. But yes, I just think that's a very neat technique. And I just really, really loved the way she put everything for me. She put a lot of stuff in perspective just by telling me about her job. And it was very cool because we were all in sync. If you're in a drumming circle, one person starts to drum, within a matter of minutes, everybody is doing the same beat, the same rhythm. So it was very cool that I had my caseworker with me, and she is very rad. I was expecting somebody to be very dressed up and pristine and like super professional, and she's very professional. Instead, I got purple hair and a septum ring, and I am so grateful to have this team of experts working with me, not only on my my mental issues, but on my spiritual issues too. So I have that reinforcement to help me. Not a lot of people are lucky enough to have insurance and to be able to go and do all this and therapy and outpatient therapy, but if you can, and if your insurance you can afford that and your insurance covers it, do it. It's only going to better you guys. It's only going to better yourselves, and it just makes everything that much more better. So, what else? So I think I'm going to teach you guys today preparing a candle for a Ouija session. So it's very simple. It's very easy. You guys always see my candle when I do a Ouija session. I have one white candle lit. You can pick any color you want, any color that resonates with you. So purple for the mystical, for the spiritual, white overall everything. So I use white. And that's what really came. So, I know it's a giant candle. So what you do, take a safety pin or any kind of scribing tool and mark on your candle what it is that this is for. So you could go through, create a sigil. Let's say your intention is, this is going to be the best Ouija session ever. I only receive positive information. My information is 100% accurate, and it is for the greater good of all and from source. So you can take that, write it all out, repeat, cross out all repeating letters and vowels. Take what's left, create a beautiful image out of that. Engrave it on your candle. For the top, use that manifestation oil that you guys got counterclockwise. And then, before you do all of that, any of that, cleanse the candle first. So, pass it through some incense smoke if you want to. Don't pass it over a flame, obviously. But get your chakras in your hands ready. Warm them up like that. Feel that energy build. Do your heart breath. So breathe in from the top, the sky. Breathe in the earth, and then literally project that energy, your intention. Focus on your intention, that sigil. Hold it like this in prayer position. This is an Egyptian thing. Hold it like this, close your eyes, and see yourself having amazing Ouija sessions. See yourself having the best Ouija sessions. Know that you will have the most accurate information, and know that it's from source. And then you can say, so let it be, or whatever your closing is. I say, as it is, 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 as it is. And then I take my left finger, my index finger, ring finger, little saliva, 3 X's. Now put 3 X's on there. See that. See those glow with astral blue, astral light. See that. Let that soak in. Blow 3 times on it. And see those soak into the candle. And there you go. You could do something on the bottom. You could do a sigil. The triangle of manifestation. You could do that. You can create your own sigil. You could actually do another copy of the sigil that's engraved on the candle. Put it underneath on paper. There you go. Very simple sigil magic and candle magic all in one. You can dress it with different herbs. I like to put mint on mine. I don't know why, but I love mint. So I put that in there. I sprinkle it on top. I haven't done anything to this one yet. So that is how I prepare a candle for my workings, for my readings. So I always dedicate it to, the spiritual aspect of the Ouija and, positive communications. I always add in for the greater good of all. So you can just go crazy with your session, or your candles, your sigil work, your magic. So we're not only incorporating manifestation oil with the candle magic, with sigil magic, and then Ouija. So there is so much that goes into preparing for a session, and that is just one little example. So eventually it becomes like second nature. So everything, you will go through the motions, and everything will feel like it is just second nature. You'll feel it. You'll know it. You'll feel it. You'll feel the energy. Yes, it's very normal for your hands and your arms to tingle. And yes, it's a workout when you are talking to yourself on the board. But that's the best way to start out. So, you get some good upper arms. No, I didn't get my upper arms from the Ouija. So yes, but I loved how Chris, you told me yesterday, this morning, I read your article, or your comment on Patreon, or not on Patreon, but our email. I love you feel like the spirits need a push. You get yes and no questions. Lou, you get a word, and then you get some odd numbers. You guys are getting real channeled information. And that's my goal. That's my goal. So, but you guys have to continue. You guys have to continue. Even when the course is done, you have to continue your studies. So, it's amazing. I'm very impressed with you guys. So impressed. So yes. Let's see, the books, the pyramids, I don't know if I have enough packaging material to send out the pyramids today, but I will include some more pendants for you guys. I will include, if you guys want, so this is the new line, and I just put it up in my shop, Mr. Ouija Spiritual Goods and Curiosities.GoDaddySites.com. I have a very good stretch string. So these are Swarovski crystals. Those are Swarovski crystals. So I will be sending you guys some very nice, and those are sterling silver. And that is your Hasma hand. So I will be sending you guys some more pretties, some more spiritual jewelry. So they're all up in the shop. So these are a lot better, so much better. So I think I am going to redo a few, and it stretches, it fits the wrist. I love it. So you have your protection, your Hasma hand. So also very good to use during Ouija. Anything that you feel, like I said, any kind of anchor like this has been a blessing. Really, it's been a blessing to me. The Numite, the Xanax of stones, that's why I only wear a tiny one. Anything that you want. I wear my own Oregon. I wear it for protection from witchcraft and evil spells, all that good stuff, spirits, negativity. So yes, all of it. Mother of Pearl, which is great for animals. Animals love this. My dog does anyway. He loves to be rubbed with it. He does. He'll come up and he'll rub his side of his head on it, on my hand if it's down. So, but yes, so that is how we do our candles. I will be sending out some necklaces today again, some more pendants, and some bracelets. I will be sending out the books, signed copies of the limited edition ones. So those will be, sun blisters are so awful. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get this all done before it starts storming and raining. But yes, I just really want you guys to do what I just said earlier. Really focus. Keep journaling. Do the creative writing, like I told you. Try your hand at Candle Magic at Sigil Magick. Intentions, writing your intentions out, nightly or daily, whatever time. Lou, you have a specific time now that you feel is the best to Ouija. I do too. Mine is during the day right now. So I don't Ouija at night. It keeps me up. I'm too hyper. And I'm hyper enough as it is. So, everything, and you guys don't have to do, the opening prayers if you don't want to, but it's just a really good start, a really good intention, an initiation. You're initiating your session. So, I mean, that's very good. So I'm overwhelmed with joy that you guys are learning so much. I am very, very happy. Very happy. So, let's see. But yes, going back to the pendulum real quick, really research it. Research the pendulum. Research psychology. Do it. Research psychology, just all of it, and see what you can connect, what makes you connect with a certain aspect of psychology. Compare it to Ouija. Incorporate those together, and always remember that spirit needs all of our five senses to actually communicate. So it takes a whole person, not just part of us, to communicate, and for them to communicate with us. So yes, so yeah, just let me know how you guys are doing. I I'm still just completely blown away how fast you guys have caught on and learned. So just let me know how you guys are doing, what you need. If you need anything, let me know. Don't hesitate to, don't feel like you're bugging me, because you're not. So yes, really let me know. Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, it's going to be really good. It's, what are we, 1 day in? Yeah, we're 1 day into the Ouija boot camp. So we've had a really good, like, a 2-week prior. So it's a 4-week course. So it's really cool, really amazing. I think it's awesome. So we will eventually have a group chat. So I'm able to go live again. So it will be on Google Hangouts, and I will invite you, Ouija boot campers only, into that, and then we can discuss, and you can ask me questions, and you guys can bombard me with anything that you want, and I will answer for you and help you as much as I possibly can. If you guys have an iPad, we can FaceTime, face-to-face, one-on-one. That's what I want. I want it to be one-on-one, personal as we can get with the board, so we can learn even more. I'm learning stuff. I didn't think I could learn any more about the Ouija. I am, from you guys. So, alright guys, I'm off to mail your books and your pendants again. More pendants. I don't think I have the stuff for the pyramids yet. They're quite big. They're becoming a lot bigger. New creations happened last night. This is something new. Oh, my foot hurts. If I can find it. We can't find it, you guys. So, okay. Yeah, I feel really old today. So, Lupe, this is yours. It does glow. This is Hecate's wheel. Epoxied, everything. So these are up in the shop now. Deity plaques. So, I'm sorry I signed it. I had to. I had to. As an artist, I always have to sign my work. So that is something that you guys, if you guys want, I will do that for you guys. This is the newest, the Silver Lady and Golden God. So they're coming out a lot better than I expected. A lot better than I expected. This one has some very nice little trinkets in it. I don't know if you guys can see in there. But yes, it's just turning out so nice. Especially the quartz points. Everything is just turning out so much better. So this is the Silver Lady and Golden God collection. So I have the Silver Lady collection, and then I have the Silver Lady and Golden God collection that is happening right now. So those are all being made, and they're curing right now. So that's just a few additional things that I've added to the shop. Everything is discounted almost 50% off everything right now. So I will be mailing your stuff to you guys. So yeah, let me know below what you guys want, and if you have a Ouija story that you want to tell, email me and let me know. Ryan, JESPICH@gmail.com, and we will talk about filming you for your interview on Ouija. So I am doing a Ouija documentary, and I really want to incorporate some of the horror aspects of it, but then at the end I really want to bloom it. I want it to bloom and just show how people's stories, that person, had a bad experience, so they won't ever use the board again. Okay, they have that set in their minds. So we'll move on to another person that's had a very good experience. So I think it's going to be a very cool documentary. It's going to take a while. I don't have the proper equipment yet to do a documentary. So, but when it happens, it'll happen. So that's why I am completely, months and months in advance, asking for your guys' input, for your guys' stories. If you want to be in it, let me know. if you want to, compensation, we'll work on that. We'll work on compensation. So it comes from the finished product. So whoever joins in and wants to be in a documentary, you can email me, and you can either type out your story, or we can talk, or you can send me a small video, about 10 minutes, however long you want, just a brief summary of your experience with the Ouija, and if it was good or bad, and why. If it was bad, why? What happened? So just details. So I think it's going to be very, very educational. It's going to go along with the Ouija book too. So that's also coming along. So, alright guys, I have to get to the post office so I can get you guys your stuff. So, I love you all. With all my heart. All the way from Venus, all the way back down. And, yes, let me know. I want your feedback. I need it. So, alright guys, I love you all, and thank you guys for being just amazing and being you guys. So, I will see you all tomorrow for Witchy Wednesday.